If you've been on this channel for any amount of time, you already know that I strongly believe personal development should be a priority in every single person's life because it's developing you as a person. It's personal development. Why would you not want that? Why would you not want to be better tomorrow and way better next year and monumentally, phantasmally better 5 years from now? What is unappealing about that? But beyond the everyday individual, beyond that being something I think everyone should prioritize, for parents, come on now. Come on now. And look, my son is 14 months old, so I am a relatively new parent. This is certainly not me as a relatively new parent getting on here about to give a bunch of parental advice. I'm very new to this game. I'm very new to this process, this journey. But even being so early into it, my reticular activation system, my RAS, my RAS, if you're familiar with that, it's when you get that car and then you see that car everywhere. It's when you get that new pair of shoes, then you notice all these people have that same pair of shoes. Our brain is really good at noticing things once they've been put top of mind, once it's in our awareness. Suddenly, oh, there it is, right? So as a parent now, I'm noticing parents and their kids more than I ever have in my entire life. Like all this time I've been around parents and their children and I've just never looked at them in the same way. They've never stood out in the way they do now. And what's really standing out, which we all know this, we all know this happens, but it's being very highlighted to my brain lately, how much kids emulate their parents, for better or for worse. We're at Barnes & Noble a few months ago, and I see this guy, he's a little weird. Not hating on him, but they say don't judge a book by its cover, but you can usually tell in about 5 seconds a lot about someone. I don't give a fuck. Within 5 seconds, your intuition is telling you whether this is a friend or a foe, whether they have good habits or bad habits, whether they're mentally sound or unsound. I don't give a fuck. That's real. And so I'm noticing this guy. He's just a little weird, whatever. No harm, no foul. Except that's not true because he has a kid, and go figure, I'm seeing some of the same oddness in his kid. And I'm just sitting there like, holy shit. That's it. It's that easy. You could have a tick. You could have a fucking eye flicker tick and your kid will probably start doing it. You could have a funny walk and your kid will probably start doing it. You could speak in a certain way and your kid will probably start doing it. What we do speaks so much more volumes than what we say, and I don't want to be overly judgmental on previous generations, but do as I say, not as I do. I'm pretty sure a lot of people in my generation are very fucking familiar with that, coming from their parents and grandparents and so on and so forth. No, don't look at what I do, listen to what I say. No, I know no, you don't understand. I'm doing this very negative thing, but you shouldn't. How are you not getting this? Is this not obvious? Do as I say, not as I do. There's just no room for that bullshit in 2025. There's no room for it. In general, again, these are all very general principles that we can all take to heart, parent or not. But for parents, if you do it, you endorse it. That's it. If you do it, you endorse it. Clearly, you're doing it. You're doing it. And this is not a holier than thou moment from myself as I'm having these realizations. I am realizing how critical it is that I resolve my own issues. I have extreme ADHD that unfortunately has gotten even worse because of some things that I'm now changing. I have extreme OCD. I have extreme selfishness, extreme selfish behavior. I have I'm very much led to this day. To this day, I'm very much led by my feelings more than the facts. Why do you think it's been such a heavy theme on this channel, on all my speaking videos, on Instagram, YouTube, everything, on facts over feelings? I'm saying that to you just as much as I'm saying that to me because I need that reminder. I need that reminder. So I'm a very dopamine-led motherfucker. I will do things that do not make sense, but they get that dopamine hit. And then things that make a lot of sense, maybe more monotonous work or things that are not as in the moment exciting or satisfying. In the moment, I won't feel very led to do that shit. And guess what? There are some good reasons for that being the case. Good reasons meaning things in my childhood, ways that I came up, wiring that I personally hardwired into my own fucking brain. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that it's not justified, but it doesn't matter that it makes sense that I have those habits. It doesn't matter that you can look at my past and be like, oh, I can see how it got there. That does not matter. If I'm doing it, I'm endorsing it. And as my son is getting older and watching me, if he sees me spazzing out every 5 seconds, I'm telling him, hey, you should do that too. If he sees me drink, I'm saying, hey, when you're old enough, you should do this too. If he sees me get overly emotional, I'm saying, hey, you should do this too. And I'm not actually saying it, but it doesn't matter. Again, that's the whole point. I am showing him with my behavior, hey, this is acceptable. I think you should do it. And let's say I become just the most perfect motherfucker on planet Earth. This is a very hypothetical scenario. Let's say I iron out all these bad qualities, bad habits, bad traits I have, and people will go, well, he could still go on to do those things. Sure. But it's not going to be because he saw me do it. It's not because he's going to say, well, Dad did it. You guys, no one on planet Earth should be a better example to their kids than their parents in every single area, in every single domain. Physically, mentally, spiritually, how they carry themselves, how they interact with the world, how they treat people, how they treat their bodies. Anything and everything, every single habit a motherfucker can have. No one should have all that shit more ironed out than the parent. And how, as I'm saying that, how fucking rare is that? And I am working a lot on my cursing in general. I'm trying to tone it down. But this is some serious shit, so we're going to let some fly. This is some serious shit. How rare is that? It was certainly rare for me. I mean, it wasn't there. It was not there. How many overweight families have you seen where it's overweight parents and overweight kids? That's child abuse. The kids are at the disposal of the parents. They literally don't have free will within reason. They don't have their own money. They don't have their own resources. As they're coming up in early age, they don't have their own information. They don't know anything. their fate, their physical fate, the state of their body and health is completely up to the parents. And how many larger families have you seen where they're all like waddling in sync? And I'm not trying to be an asshole or be judgmental. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. And as a parent, if you have poor eating and physical activity habits, again, you're endorsing it. You're saying, I think this is a better way to live. Everything you do, you're saying, I think this is the best way to do it because I'm doing it. So it wouldn't make sense to think, definitely don't do this, but I'm going to do it. It wouldn't make sense to say, hey, this is horrible. I'm going to go ahead and take this route. I am going to go down this road. That's awful. I'm going to feel worse. I'm going to have worse thoughts. My health is going to be worse. My lifespan will not be as long, but check this out. I want you to do some different things. But that's for you though, because yeah! You see how little sense that makes? You guys, this is speaking to the parents here. We have to be the examples, and I'm very fortunate that I'm having all these epiphanies, all these downloads, these realizations, and taking action on resolving my own bullshit in this early stage. I'm very fortunate. I would hate to have all this come to me as he's freaking 20 years old. Oh, damn. Well, let me go. It's too late. It's too late. But if that's your situation, if your kid is 10, 15, 20, it's not that it's too late. I mean, they've already seen some shit, but obviously today is always a good day to start having some better habits. This is very important. This will be a reoccurring theme on this channel. This will be a reoccurring topic that I talk about. So that same reticular activation system I was referring to earlier, yours comes on, yours turns on, yours activates. And you watch yourself. You need to become the observer. You need to get out of this, and go over there. Get out of this and get in these woods behind me is the best thing I could do. And if I did that, I would go, oh, Eli's making a YouTube video. He's sharing some what he deems to be important, valuable information, taking some time out of his day. This is good stuff. Now, if after that I get on my phone and I just bullshit for 30 minutes, me back there in the trees over there still observing, it's like, well, now Eli's taking kind of a strange turn because we actually have a lot to do today. The to-do list is never ending and now he's wasting some time. That's a little strange. If you can become that outside observer and watch yourself, observe your own behaviors, that would be a great first step. And then ask yourself, okay, that thing I just saw myself do, would I want to see my child do that? If the answer is no, it's very obvious what needs to happen next. An action plan to slowly but surely resolve doing that thing. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. I'll see you in the next one.